Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias. Today we are talking about the Zippy Bali-Quill, a $25 print-in-place Balisong from the wonderful Zippy. Now why does mine look and sound like that? Well, that's because this thing, despite having no hardware, being print-in-place, all of the different, I think it's print-in-place, Zippy might correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure he mentioned it was print-in-place. He presses the print button, and it comes out like this. There's no hardware, there's no assembly, it just kind of happens. The only thing he has to put on are the caps, I assume. But what are the caps there for? Well, I'm glad you asked. Mine sounds like a maraca, because these handles are actually hollow tubes that you can fill with whatever you want. I currently have tungsten balls in there to increase the handle weight a little bit, but you can put literally anything that will fit. Zippy even said water. It will leak, but it works. And I think Brandon said that he really enjoys how it flips with the water in there, even though it sprays you with a fine mist every time you do an index rollover. But this idea is just such a quintessential Zippy idea to me, because it's like, who thinks of this? Who looks at a Balisong and says, yo, I wish I could put... Because here's the other thing. This is a fairly universal pen holder. You can put things like the Machine-Wise Rota in here. I've seen a ton of people put a ton of different things in there, or just the standard Bic pen that it came with when I bought it at Blade Show. Means that this is a heavily zippified Balisong because it is heavily customizable, even more customizable than anything else he's ever done, because you can increase the weight of the pen. You can put heavier things in the handles. Hell, I would love to just get a metal insert that is about the size of this little chamber, slide it in there, and then get a really heavy metal pen and see how that goes. Would the durability hold up? I have no idea. I mean, I flipped this thing and I feel like it's going to break every time I drop it. It hasn't yet. It's held up to some drops on hardwood. I don't know how the longevity of this thing is going to be, but for $25, I just can't complain. It is really stupidly competent. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that this is the best flipping thing that I've ever felt, because it isn't. It's really light, and it struggles on some things if you don't put in a little work to understand how it flips and, you know, flip how it wants you to flip. But the thing is, as you might be able to notice, it does every trick that I want it to. It does 0G chaplains. It does normal chaplains. It does scissors. It's stupidly competent for such a goofy idea. And I think that's why I love it so much. For 25 bucks, you just get such a goofy little guy that you can actually modify to flip competently. And I think that's the biggest win out of any of this, because it's such a... I say stupid idea, not because it's a bad idea, but just because, like, you look at it and you can't help but laugh because of how goofy it is, you know? Like, who comes up with that? I don't understand how he came up with this. It's like the Bali-Yo, but actually good. Yeah. The Bali-Quill is such a funny product to me. It really is. It says Bali-Quill on the side. I didn't even realize that. What does it say on this side? It says zippybalisong.com. How did I not notice that until now? That rocks. I love Zippy. Oh my gosh. This thing I saw a lot of people getting because it's just such a fun idea. I keep hammering it home, but that's really it. You're not buying one of these things to be the best flipper ever. You're not buying these things because it's like some hidden gem for $25 because of how it flips. It's a hidden gem for $25 because you can just go crazy with it. Put different pens in, fill it full of water, fill it full of metal if you really want to. Hell, you can fill it full of sand. I don't know. What's the heaviest thing you could put in there? That would be a fun thing to find out. But it's just peak Zippy. That's really what I see this thing as. It is peak Zippy. It is solving a problem that almost no one thought about, that once you do think about, you're like, why didn't anyone think of this earlier? And I love it for that. I mean, like, specifically the handles, hollow handles that you fill full of stuff. It's kind of been done. The Nibali's Marbles comes to mind, but that's not exactly the same. And to my knowledge, I don't think too many other people have done capped Balisongs that are hollow that you can just fill with whatever you want. Whatever media you want that fits, heavy or light, will go in there and change the way that it flips. Who thinks of that? I don't know. But Zippy did, and I'm so happy he did, because this is one of the goofiest yet most lovable things that I bought at Blade Show. I don't know if these are for sale on his website yet. I think they're going to be. But if you're looking for something really goofy to add to your collection, there you go. Thank you all for watching. Huge thank you to Zippy for both making that and selling it at Blade Show so I could purchase one. And I'll see you all in the next one. Later.